All right, this is NFL Real Talk. We're back with you. We're going over the Miami Dolphins team needs. They do need a lot. No, but this is homeboy T. He gonna go over their needs and go ahead and start it off.
I think I'm gonna start out with defense. Start out with defensive side of the ball, and defense was great last year. I was really proud of the defense. The only problem with the defense was the secondary dropped a lot of balls. We can't do that. I mean, you need to. After practice, we need to stay a little bit, talk the ball to each other or something, but there's a lot of turnovers left out on the field. We can't do that. But other than that, everything was good on defense. I loved our defensive line. We had depth at it. We got Philip Merlin. He was injured most of the year, but he still came in towards the end and did his thing. We have Tony McDaniel, who came on strong last year in Philip Merlin's absence. We got the rookie last year who missed like 15 games last year, Jared Odrick. But I think he's going to be something special. I really liked him coming out of college, out of Penn State. And, I mean, it's just a deep defensive line. Paul Soliai, he came on great in nose tackle. He was one of the best at that position last year. We have Kendall Langford. So the defensive line is set. But, you know, with free agency next year, we could probably plan ahead because we have guys that might be leaving. And Tony McDaniel's leaving this year. But, we're pretty good at that position. That linebacker, Cameron Wake, I told people when he was in Canada, I told people when we got him out of Canada, the ball was going to be special.
I give him credit for that. He told me as soon as they got him, Tom, what you call him? The phenom?
The phenom, the Canadian phenom is what I call him. I've shortened that since to now it's just the phenom, but it started out the Canadian phenom because he did some years in Canada and he wrecked shop. He just showed him what he was about. He had like 40 sacks in 2 seasons. 2-time Canadian Defensive Player of the Year. And so, I mean, about time he gets some recognition. He made the Pro Bowl. I'm proud of. On the other side, we got Cole Messi. We got him in the 2nd round last year. I really like him. He only had 4 sacks this year, but they were good sacks that really turned and determined the outcome of the game. He had the one fumble recovery in Minnesota for a touchdown. So I think he has some athleticism. He's more athletic than a lot of people gave him credit for, and he started out slow at the beginning of the season as far as run support and getting contained, but he got better as the year went on, and I think he will improve upon his pass rushing skills, not just the bull rush that he used this last year, but I think he'll add some more moves to it next year. But we could probably still, you know, depending on where we're at, what pieces fall in the draft, we could probably pursue a pass rusher later on. Maybe even in the 1st round if it's a great one there that falls to us. Well, I don't see it happening. No, Von Miller definitely won't be there.
Yeah, he won't be available.
And I'm not so sure about taking the guy to UNC.
Robert Quinn?
Yeah, I'm not so sure. I doubt he'll drop that far anyway, especially with Bowers dropping in the draft now. So Quinn will, you know, by default, he's going to move up. Maybe even Alden Smith will move up also. But middle linebacker inside, Carlos Danville, he was a great free agent signing. A lot of Miami fans don't like Channing Crowder. They just don't. He's not a playmaker. I'm going to say he's not a playmaker. I still like him. He's good in run support. That's about it. But if he's decent at that position, you don't want to overdraft for another inside linebacker unless you just have a special one fall to you. And you have to get him. He's a great value pick. But right now, I think Channing's pretty good. And we also drafted AJ Eads last year, and he didn't play at all due to a knee injury during training camp. But I think he can come in and take Channing's spot in nickel and dime formations and cover. And, you know, be a little bit more versatile. Because he's a big guy. He's like 6'4", 250, and he had, I think, like 6 interceptions his senior year of college. He showed great cover skills, and I want to see him come in next year and take over that position. Secondary, I like Jeremiah Bell. He's not great in coverage, but he's serviceable. He's great in run support. Free safety, I think next year it'll be a battle between Chris Clemens and our other safety out of Georgia, Rashad Jones. I really like him. He came in the Tennessee game and played big when Clemens went out. played phenomenal. I think in just like the fourth quarter, he had an interception and like 2 or 3 tackles within like 1 series. So he was great, and if he can digest the playbook and learn the game, I think he'll take them the spot next year. But I think safety between the 2 of them, and free safety, we'll have to find one that can really be a threat. Cornerback, Vontae. I'm loving what Vontae is doing out there. He needs to get a little bit more awareness as far as the ball skills and when the ball is in the air. But other than that, he's great, and he's only going to get better with time. So next year, I expect big things from him. Maybe even the Pro Bowl. Sean Smith, 6'3.5", 6'3 and a half.
Man, he's 6'3".
He's 6 feet 3 inches and a half tall. But anyway, that's besides the point. The dude makes plays. All you got to do is catch him. He dropped maybe 4 picks last year, and he didn't even start like the first 3 games. We had scrub Jason Allen. Respect to Jason Allen. He seemed like a great guy, but still, you didn't produce. You were a draft bust. You were taken too high by Nick Saban. But
Nick Saban has a lot of bust though.
Nick Saban screwed us over. We're not going to talk about that. I hate Nick Saban in Alabama. Hate is a strong word, but Nick Saban did us wrong.
Personally hurt. He personally scarred me.
He hurt me. Him and Cam Cameron, but we're on to the future right now. We're on to the future right now. Okay, leave it in the past.
All right.
Who was I talking about?
Talking about those corners.
Oh yeah.
I think you finished them up.
Oh yeah. What? Sean Smith.
Oh no, you got another corner, don't you?
Oh yeah, I'm expecting big things out of Sean Smith, and then we drafted a corner last year. He was a little known prospect, but he's an athlete. I saw him on a boundary a little bit last year. I think he can do some things. I can't think of it at the moment.
Guess I got Will Allen?
Yeah, I'm going to come up to Will Allen. He was injured all last year, and I expect him to come in this year. I don't think he'll fight for an outside starting position, but I think he'll take over the nickel spot next year. So I think the secondary is going to be phenomenal next year. I think the defense as a whole is going to be phenomenal next year. But offense is where the problem is. Of course we can still, you know, if you have players there in the draft that you can get to improve your defense, we need to get them. But on offense, Chad Henne, son, you got to do better. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. You just got to do better, man.
I'm a fan of Michigan, and I can't even. He just got to do better. I tried to back him all year, but.
You got to take shots downfield. You got to take shots downfield. The last game when you were out and Big Pen came in, he and Brandon Marshall didn't care. They were like, hey, we're not making the playoffs. Let's take shots. Let's take shots. And they went out there and they burned the defenses. They took shots downfield and they made plays. That's all Henne needs to do. He needs to go take shots. You got big Brandon Marshall, 6'4", 230, makes plays. Let it rip. We don't have to always run a drag route. Get him in position. Run him in the slot a little bit. Get him open. We have one of the best slots in the game. Devon Best. Guy's phenomenal. I've been talking about him since we got him as a free agent. I've been talking about him. I expect big things out of both of them. I just need Henne to get it together. We need to bring in a quarterback for some competition. I'm thinking Vince Young in free agency. He'll come cheap. And if he doesn't work out, it just doesn't work out. He'll be cheap. Release him, cut his ass.
You saw what he said in the video. He laughed that off that he was gonna be. They were like, "What do you think? What do you think if they bring you back as a backup?" He's.
We're not bringing you back as a backup. We're bringing you back as competition. If you can't win it, then that's what you can't do. I'm sorry. We're not just gonna automatically say, "Hey, come beat Chad Henne's backup." You saw what Chad Henne did last year. He doesn't automatically get a job. You get to compete. If you don't win it, you don't win it. I don't say we draft one. Unless Ryan Mallett.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I like Ryan Mallett.
He is inconsistent with his accuracy, but when he is on, he is on. When he's hot, he's hot. I know his times weren't perfect. You know, it's 40, but he can move around in the pocket. He's no Byron Leftwich. He's no Byron.
Oh my. Nobody is a Byron. I'm not a Byron Leftwich.
I say if he drops in the second, I say we take a chance on it. But in the first round, it's looking like possibly running back. Ricky Williams doesn't want to be in Miami.
He's already stated that publicly.
Ronnie Brown didn't produce. He didn't have the explosion that I wanted to see, and he doesn't run with power. As big as he is, 6 feet 230, you don't run with power. What good are you? So I say maybe we can take a shot on Ingram at 15. I like Ingram a lot. He's my favorite back. I don't care about the 40. He can run, he breaks tackles, he was productive in college. And he played at a high level. He played against competition, and he always produced. And he can block, he can catch out of the backfield. Why not take a chance on him? It's not even a chance. The guy's great.
Yes, he is great. He's a for sure pick.
The problem with that is you can always find a running back. So I don't know. I say we can trade back from 15, and possibly I doubt Ingram will still be there if we trade back because New England will probably jump on him. But if he's still there, it's great because we get an extra pick and we get Ingram. But even if we don't get Ingram, if we trade back, I say we take a shot at Mikael LaShore. And another running back I like Tawan Jones. I don't like taking him high because he's not a power back, or he's more like a Reggie Bush type as far as you gotta fit him in. He make plays, get some mismatches. But I like his speed. I like Kendall Hunter a lot. Kendall Hunter, very productive, very shifty, and that's a great thing for running backs. That's one of the main things, making people miss. You can't always just shrug off a guy. But receiver, Brandon Marshall, Devon Best, great. Brian Hartline, I like him a lot. I like him, but he's missing a little bit on athleticism. He can run his routes, he can find the holes in the zones, but he's missing the deep speed. I think he ran a 4.56 at his pro day. I need more out of him. He's not a consistent deep threat. But I'm not a fan of Torrey Smith though. He's the speed guy in this draft, and
his hands are real small.
From Maryland. From Maryland. I can't take him. You know.
Hayward Bay. Hayward Bay, what a scrub!
He kind of reminds me of Hayward Bay. He probably runs better routes than Hayward Bay, but his catching is not. He caught balls, but he caught with his chest. He doesn't catch with his hands.